Well, hey, welcome back to the Rise and Grind podcast. My name is Dro. I'm your host here. If you're new, welcome. This is the podcast for all things risers, shoreline soccer, and honestly, all of West Michigan. I don't think we'll confine ourselves to the shoreline. We're still in season. I think once the season kind of wraps up, we'll open it up, bring in some outdoor teams. You get to know where our risers players are playing in the summer. Since the risers aren't a summer team, we want to make sure that you can follow along with our players, and we're going to highlight them playing in other teams and kind of just create that community within the Risers platform for all of our guys. Well, I think everyone would love for Risers to be an outdoor club. It just financially really isn't sustainable to do both outdoor and indoor. Although we've been open to potentially some friendlies. I know a handful of people want to see that Milwaukee Derby match come back. So maybe we do, a home and home every summer, but that's kind of it. So that's just generally where we're thinking, but of course anything could change. But like I said, this will be a platform for West Michigan soccer. We want to highlight everybody, some people doing some cool stuff. So it'll be super exciting. And right now, while our season's wrapping up, Grand Rapids is building a pretty awesome stadium downtown for AC Grand Rapids. So that's kind of a cool thing coming. Although it's not Muskegon, it's not the shoreline. I think it'll be pretty cool for us on the west side to have a team and something that'll be around, sustainable. There's a lot of financial backing behind it. So even if it takes a little bit to catch on, it'll be super cool for us to have kind of an outdoor team, even though a handful of us probably root for DCFC on the east side of the state. I know myself, I'm a big DCFC supporter, although they're potentially going to be a women's opponent, so that's going to be interesting. But welcome back. I know I rambled on for a little bit there. There's not a whole lot for me to update you on. I'm actually feeling quite under the weather as I record this, so it'll be short and sweet. For this pod, we welcome Coco, and we get to hear from him. He's getting married the week that this comes out. I'm not going to give the exact date. I don't want to put their info out there for everyone, but they get married this week. We're super excited for him and the future Mrs. Flores. But yeah, you'll get to know him. Also, this Friday, 7 p.m., Cincinnati Swerve comes to town. This matchup is for first place in the Great Lakes North Division. Currently, both teams are sitting at 6-0. This matchup is kind of for all the marbles as we see it. The winner of this kind of gets in control of the conference, and conference seeding will have some major play in the national tournament. So that national tournament is at the end of March 27th through the 29th. In Fredericksburg, Virginia, hosted by, I believe, the Baltimore Kings at the Virginia facility. So we're all going to go down there. The top two teams of every conference are going to get the invite, and Baltimore Kings, regardless of where they end up, because they're hosting the national tournament, will automatically qualify. So if they don't finish top two in their conference, they will replace the second team out of their conference. So, of course, anyone can decline the invite. That's also a realistic thing because financially it's a lot of money to take 20-plus guys across the country, feed them, hotels for multiple days, rent vans, gas. It's pretty substantial. I know for us, we're about to start kind of a GoFundMe campaign where we're going to try to raise about $8,000. Our what we're kind of anticipating is a bulk of the cost. It's not everything. If we're playing for a national championship, it definitely will not cover 100% of our cost. But we're kind of shooting in the middle, trying to raise a bulk of it. And so if you are able to donate, please do. If you are a business sponsor that wants to partner with us, maybe you have access to passenger vans and you're willing to work with us there. Anything would help to save money. We came into the season with little to no sponsorships. We did enough to get by. But we've been primarily funding everything out of pocket and a mix of ticket sales for this season. We're super excited for where we're going. So we're not in any financial trouble. Just the Nationals is a big chunk of change right away that we're hoping to partner with riser fans, business owners, community members to help us raise those funds. So look for that in the coming days. I hope to have that ready in public by Friday, and we're going to be raising funds for about 2 weeks. Um, of course, we got to win a couple games to fully secure the uh, the Nationals invite. But at this point, I think we could lose the rest of our games and still qualify as the second team going to Nationals for our conference. So we're planning ahead. We're just being ready to go, so that way we don't get caught by surprise, and we're super excited. So this Friday, February 27th, 7 p.m. Doors open at 6. Get your tickets in advance. You save money by doing that. Even for the youth night, I forgot to mention there was a youth discount, but you get hit with some extra fees at the door. So buy your tickets in advance, save a couple dollars, have your plan set, show up early, grab dinner at Rad Dad's, Carlisle's, any of the restaurants downtown, if you so please. If you just want to get there early, watch our teams warm up. The concession stands will be opening up around 6 to 6:30, somewhere in that range. And you can grab some dinner before the game starts. Make sure you also patronize the Bud Light concession stand, which is kind of behind the concourse there. You can also get your soda refills there. You also got the Country Dairy ice cream, which every game they have a phrase of the day. I don't know what that is for Friday, so I'm not going to spill the beans just yet. But listen to our PA announcer, Lee, because I'm sure he's going to spill the beans on what the phrase of the day is, and then the first person that goes gets some free ice cream. We also got the almonds and popcorn in house. You can't go to a game without getting some of that. It smells too good. It smells too good. If I wasn't working all night on our game nights, I would probably grab a big bag of both and not move for the rest of the night. But I know I can't do that to myself. So Friday, February 27th, be there, be a friend, tell a friend, share it, help us spread the word. It would be awesome to pack that place out. Muskegon Risers have never been in this situation where we're undefeated heading into a first place matchup. There's been some big games in town. We've had playoffs. We've had a national quarterfinal, semifinals where the Risers have played. So these are somewhat on par, but never a scenario where there's two undefeated teams clashing head to head with the winner taking control of first place in the conference. And then the Risers, after Friday, we travel to Waza on Saturday and Sunday for two 7 p.m. matchups. So 3 days in a row. I don't know why. I didn't do the schedule because I wouldn't have did that, but that's okay. I'm not hating on it. I think we got enough roster to make it happen, even with some guys being out for a wedding that's going on. So for now, let's kick it to Coco, and then I'll wrap it up at the end. All right, so I'm here with Miguel Flores, or as people know you as Coco, around the Risers now. Coco, how's it going?
Good. How we doing, Pedro?
Doing all right, doing all right. Can't complain. Not loving the cold weather coming back, uh,
No, 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 no.
but I guess that's all good. It means it's still winter, and we still got some Risers arena action going on.
There you go.
So, real quick, how's the season going so far? Thoughts on how things are going, both individually and team aspect.
I think we're headed in the right direction. I think, in the past years, we've always kind of struggled with finding the right personnel. Um, and I honestly think this year we have enough talent. I think we have enough firepower to really do some damage in the tournament here at the end of the season. Um, Me, for myself, I just feel blessed to be able to compete out there still to this day. Having newer guys come in, younger guys, just coming in and competing is awesome. I'm honored to still be a part of it after over 10 years now being with the club. So for right now, I think I'm in a positive positive feelings about where we're going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you did you have an injury last year, or was that 2 years ago?
It was about probably 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
I had a MCL sprain on my left leg, and then I also had a that one was about 4 or 5 years ago. 3 years ago, I broke my pinky actually. We were traveling to, I think we were in St. Louis, I believe. So that kept me out for a while. So, I'm just glad to be able to be healthy and, you know, compete with everybody else this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a team, and not knocking on wood on my desk here, but we've been really fortunate this year that guys are healthy and guys have been able
Yes.
to rest. I mean, we talked about that a little bit with BB in the last pod, that it's nice that a guy can take a night off and not have to worry
Yeah.
about having to play every single game, because you need to. We've got Iowa Demon
Yeah.
Hawks back to back, and we need our A squad to be
Yeah.
out there every minute. So it's been awesome this year, and certainly a lot of potential. Big one this Friday with
Yes, sir.
Cincinnati Swerve coming into town, but we'll talk about more of what you got going on this
Yeah.
weekend. But
Yes, sir.
uh,
Yep. Yep.
so tell us a little bit about you. I've known enough. I've coached in the area for a while. I was a player where I actually coached, so I've known your name for a really long time, and specifically that Muskegon squad that's balling. But tell
Yeah.
us where you're from for the people that don't know you. Where'd you play growing up? Any college, club, and how did you end up on the Risers?
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Muskegon. Went to Muskegon High School. Played a little bit of soccer there. Played football actually there as well. Um, and then coming out of high school, I went 2 years at Muskegon Community College. That was uh, that was a great learning curve for me.
Is that under
Um,
Ritzma?
yes,
Okay,
yep,
okay.
under Coach Ritzema. BB as well. Same for Cody. We all kind of were in there at around the same time. Um, and then once I was done there, I went and met up with Coach Hughes at Davenport University. Played 2 years there as well. Redshirted my first year. Um, but how I got into Risers was a little bit after my MCC years. Coach Ritzema was coaching the Risers at the time, and they invited me to come and play, and we kicked off. It was I think it was the second or third season of indoor that we started for Risers. Um, and we had it was just cool because I seen the whole club go from like the start all the way to what it is now. Um, that's a cool thing about that. Been here for so long, I kind of just seen it just progress throughout the years, which has been so cool to see. The talent we brought in, cool to see every year. So yeah, I'm a seasoned vet. It feels like so.
Yeah. So on the football side, were you a full football player, or were you just kicking?
Hey, I did it all, coach. If they needed me out there to run the ball, I would have.
All right, all
No,
right.
I played. I was just kicking. I actually got introduced to that by one of my good friends, Adrian. He started playing, and I think it was in middle school. I think he started kicking footballs, and then I didn't really get involved with it until I got to Muskegon. I transferred late to Muskegon. I didn't get to Muskegon High School until sophomore year, so I had to sit out a year of
Okay.
varsity sports, and then junior year and senior year, I went and played football, played kicker. I got the record for longest field goal, which is pretty cool.
Hey, there you go. What was the
Um,
distance?
I broke the first record was 40. I think it was 48 yards. I broke it at home during playoffs, and then I broke it again with a 53-yard field goal in state semis.
Nice.
So yeah, I had a pretty good sports experience there in high school.
So were you on the state championship team at Muskegon then?
We lost my year, man. It was a tough one.
Ah,
We lost 7-0 to Orchard Lake St. Mary, but yeah, none of my friends won rings. We got there and didn't get the job done,
okay,
but
okay. But
it
still,
was
I
still a
mean,
cool
yeah,
experience.
to be a part of that program I
Yeah.
think the like winning this program in Michigan and
Yes,
one of
sir.
them in the country. So that's pretty cool. I didn't know that about
Yeah,
you.
for sure,
Um,
for sure.
but yeah, you've definitely been around for a minute. I actually came across a picture not that long ago of you playing probably one of those early arena seasons, and then Vincenzo was taking a picture with you
Yeah,
as like a future riser, and now y'all have been rostered together. So I won't call. I don't actually remember how long ago that was, but that just goes to show that hey, you've been playing for a minute, but also blessed to still be doing it
yeah,
for however long ago that was too.
yep, yeah. It's kind of cool because I actually grew up with Chenzo's older brother, so we both went to school together. And then Chenzo was just kind of the little homie growing up. Always played soccer, and then when it came time for him to come, I was just like, oh, it was almost a full circle moment. And those are the kind of moments that kind of bring gratitude to me. Is just to just keep playing at a high level, and just always being someone that can represent the city for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be wild when you start seeing people that are young right now. All of a sudden, they're going to be in the risers, and it'll feel like, yo, that was 2 years. Like
Yeah,
that's wild. I had a moment recently
yeah,
with someone that like wanted to do arena when they were like 10 or 12, and they're at
hmm,
the age where they can technically try out for us now, and it feels like that was a year ago.
yeah,
Wild.
yeah. Time flies, man. Time definitely flies.
So I mean, you kind of hinted at it, but like, what does it mean for you to represent Muskegon and being a riser?
Man, I think it's the coolest thing. Just from kind of growing up and not really having a spotlight, a platform to really showcase what I can do as a player, on and off the field. Um, I think it's important. Our city is very, very sports oriented city. So for me to be one of the front faces here with this club is an honor. Um, I think because I always go point it back to the youth. Like it's the best thing to see the youth coming out to the games, and having hopes of maybe, hey, maybe I can give this thing a try when I'm old enough. That's always the message that we want to spread. Is if I can do it, specifically me, if I can do it, I think anybody else can do it. Just having the right mindset, having the right work ethic will get you a long ways.
Yeah, absolutely. And you and I'll lump BB in there as well are definitely some of the fan favorites. Where I mentioned it to BB, but like we hear about it. If you're not on the roster, people are tagging us, asking why. Where's Coco? And
Yeah,
like yeah, you see that all the time. So I know that families, players, all that good stuff really look forward to watching you play and have connected with you in some way.
yeah, and it's cool to see, like, even with our Port City supporters, just throughout the years, them just always believing in me. And after every game, I make sure I say what's up to them. I give them all their props because they come to the games just as fired up as we do. And for me, the most important thing is to put on a show. At the end of the day, we're here to put on a show for the fans, but then also get the wins, get the points, um, get all the stuff that's necessary to win the championship. So I'm blessed, man.
Yeah, no, and we can almost smell that championship. We got to work for it. It's close, but
Yes,
got to take care of business. So that's
that's a
actually kind of
fact.
a good segue for you.
Yep.
What's one of your most memorable moments, or you can throw out a couple if you got a couple, but most memorable riser moments for you.
Ooh, that one, I think it would have to be my game winner against Iowa, at home. The Demon Hawks. The talent level that they have is unreal. They've been a dominant force in the M2 for years since we've been facing off with them, and for us to be at home to get an overtime winner was pretty. That was pretty special.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. That's a tough squad over there. Like
Man,
unless you're a hardcore arena fan, like people don't realize that those are basically ex M1 pros.
Professional.
Yeah,
Yep.
most of them were like from the Florida Tropics or the old
Yep.
Orlando Seawolves team that for whatever reason Iowa's where they're living.
Right. And I think it meant a lot more just for knowing like the background of like our team and like the type of players that we have, to go out there and compete with the best of them. That's what we want to do at the end of the day is always to compete at a high level. And, once that whistle blows, we want to be the team that, hey, you can't never count us out. So,
Yeah, 100%. I think that's kind of the whole that's that riser mentality that it's been awesome for me to get to know it a little bit better. I've always kind of known what it is, but just being able to be around you guys, rubbing shoulders and seeing how much it means to you guys day in and day out is awesome to see.
for sure.
So kind of going on with that continual topic, what advice would you give yourself or a younger soccer player that you wish you knew kind of coming up that would have helped you?
Ooh, that's a great question. I think for me, what I would tell my younger self is obviously one would be stay focused on academics. Um, even though I still played at a Division 2 level program, I think my opportunities could have been higher if I just kept my head down and stayed focused on the important things.
Yep, grades
I
matter.
was, being young and dumb, obviously I learned, but what I would say to myself is just try and be a great student. Um, I didn't really put in my full effort, which I always, kind of think back, but I made the best of it. Um, that goes with the second thing I would say is just never listen to outside noise and stay perfect on your craft. Find that niche that you are good at young and just keep working on that and make that be your biggest piece in your arsenal. Um, when I got to Davenport, one of the things was asked to me, like, what do you bring to this team? And mine was always like tenacity. Mine was always being like a disruptor, being a player that's never going to back down. And I've always done that throughout my years is like never giving up, always staying true to the craft. Um, and for me, playing at Davenport, that was my first time playing with international players, traveling outside of the state for soccer. That's what the game brought me just by staying true to what I was doing. I could have probably given up. I probably could have, went a different route. I could have probably did my 2 years at JUCO and quit. Um, but I just knew there was something more for me. So that give up aspect wasn't really there for me. It was more of just a tweak and adjust. But if I were to tell my younger self, it would be those to just never give up and be prepared. Be prepared because if you want to make it into a high level of soccer growing, like as you get older, it's gonna take more of that each time.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and like more people are getting access to it now, so it's making it
Yes.
more competitive. And
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, you gotta also find your niche of where you're gonna fall in because there's all these different leagues levels now. Like it gets a little
Yep.
messy, but hopefully they find the group where they
Yeah.
can blossom and
Yeah. Now with
seek those
MLS
opportunities.
Next, these a lot of these younger guys have a lot more opportunity. Like we didn't have that really when we were growing up. It was either you played what was that? Premier or whatever was else. We didn't really have the money to go play for these higher clubs, so we kind of just stayed local kids throughout the whole time I was growing up. So like some people don't get the privilege to go and play with these big clubs in the state and go travel and do all these, Disney World tournaments, ESPN tournaments. Like it's a lot different
Yeah,
nowadays.
it's pretty wild.
But like people get caught up in the MLS Next, but then let's say they give up on their academics, but you really need that to go to the colleges that you want to go to. So that's why I kind of say like, man, get on them grades. If I were to tell my younger self, it would be get on those grades and, you know, create a bigger space of opportunity for yourself.
Yeah, that's actually an interesting point. I'm curious if and hopefully if someone coaches at that level and can comment somewhere, but I'd be curious if as an MLS Next program, like are y'all walking through the academic side of stuff? Because
Right.
Yeah, they may go into an MLS or some sort of academy system where school may not matter, but I'm sure most of these kids fall into some sort of college rank where,
Yep.
yeah, those grades are going to be real important.
Yep. And it's not even like having like the most perfect grades. It's just, you know, doing the right things also when you're at that stage. Just don't be a knucklehead. Be on top of all your stuff. Keep track of, as long as you're trying and they see that you're trying, I mean, the grades will come, but as long as you are trying and just trying to be a better either student and then also being a player, you have to do both. When you get to the college levels, they want to see both. So,
Absolutely. It's not just about what you can do on the field.
correct.
So I hear we got a wedding coming up this weekend. How
Yes,
how we
sir.
how we feeling about that? You got the plans ready? I'm sure it's crunch time right now, and I'm taking up an evening as well for you now. But
No,
how we
you are
feeling?
all right. We're feeling good, man. Me and my old lady been together for, oh man, 8 years in May. So it was bound to happen.
Okay,
I was
yeah,
running out of
y'all
time. I
ready?
would have
Y'all
gotten in
ready?
trouble. Yeah, we're ready. If I would have waited a little bit longer, I don't know if we'd be here. But we're all in good spirit. Our support crew is you know up and beyond for us. So we can't be thankful enough. She's been one of my biggest supporters for a long time. Since I was in college, she was bearing through the storm weather for games to come watch me, and you know we're ready to take this next step in life. So we're excited.
That's awesome, man. I'm so happy for you. And
Appreciate it.
it's a huge milestone, and yeah, just knowing she's been ride or die with you on the soccer side, and hopefully y'all have talked at least a little bit, so hope we can keep you around for a little bit
Yeah, of
longer,
course.
as long as you can stay healthy and keep
Of
playing. But
course. If I'm healthy and you need me, I'm here, coach. You know that.
absolutely, so no, super excited for you guys. Um,
Appreciate it,
yeah, it's a
coach.
bummer it fell on a game week.
I tried, man. I tried to work with a little bit of magic. I said, "Hey, I can maybe play Friday night." She said, "Don't even try it. If I
Yeah,
get hurt, that's on me, and I'm gonna be. If I get hurt, and then she's gonna hurt me. So it's gonna be a double lose if I try to do that." So,
no, for sure. I think even Coach Bogart mentioned it to me and Josh the other day, where he's like, "Yeah, I think he wants to play," and I'm like, "There's no way." Like even if you could, man,
Yeah,
that's playing with fire.
it's tough to bring me away, man. But this time, I gotta step aside on this one. But I'll be supporting. I'll be locked in, tuned in, watching the game as I hit the dance floor. So.
There you go. There you go. Well, awesome. Real quick though, it's a World Cup year. It's coming to our backyard.
Yeah.
Who's your team? BB kind of started this, so I'm gonna keep it going. Whenever I talk to players,
Oh,
who's your team?
okay. Okay. I always represent Mexico for my dad. That's always been a special thing for us. I still remember when I was working demolition with my dad on the summer when Mexico beat Germany,
Oh,
and just the
massive.
emotions that he
Yeah.
had was just, it just made me just. He started crying. I didn't cry, but I was just like, man, just to see how much it meant to him. And he's always showed me just from growing up all the Spanish football. So I've always been a fan, Chivas fan.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
so I'm supporting Mexico. I got love for the U.S., but I don't think they got the squad yet to compete like that. But if I were to pick a winner, now that's a different story. As a winner, I think I got Spain getting it done, man. I think they look good. And I like Lamine Yamal, so we'll see. But it's gonna be a good one for sure.
Okay. So you kind of hinted at it. Who's your favorite player out there right now?
I think Lamine Yamal's got it in chokehold right now, man.
Okay. Okay. See,
He's a
that's
he's a
that's
he's a
gonna be the
player.
change up. It's like Messi and Ronaldo. I think are kind of fading out. Although Messi's kind of, at least in the U.S. taking over. But
Yeah, it's handing down the torch, man.
yeah,
Now we get to see all the young magicians out there. Show us what they got.
nah, it'd be nice to stop seeing all these Inter Miami jerseys just because Messi's. I've kind of been an Orlando City fan for a while, so all of a sudden when Messi came over and just
Oh man,
everyone jumped over to Inter Miami, I'm like, dude, come on.
everyone hit the bandwagon.
It's wild, but no, I'm right there with you. L3 is my team, and
Yeah,
even when it's frustrating, but I share that same frustration with the U.S. national team as well. They're both
of
like
course.
we
Yep.
got the pieces and
Yep.
we can't just put it together, which is a little frustrating.
No. Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Well, cool, man. Thank you for joining today. Like I said,
No problem.
congratulations. We're super happy for you. We're bummed you can't be there this weekend, but for you and the future Mrs. Flores, we're pumped. You know, I would live stream your wedding if we could. I even threw it out to Bogart. I'm like, yo, tell him. You know, at that point it was too late, but I was like, tell him we'll do it on the Bud Light stage.
Well, man, that'd be awesome, man. That would be sick. But hey, man, duty calls.
No, that's
Duty
completely
calls.
completely understand it. So again,
Yes, sir.
good luck this weekend. I don't know what I can say to not jinx anything, so I'm just not going to say anything else. But uh, thanks for joining us, man, and we'll chat soon.
Hey, no problem, man. Thank you, Pedro. Thank you, Rogers fans. Let's get it. Let's get the job done this Friday.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Coco. Thank you for taking the time. We recorded that, the week leading up to his wedding, so I know there's a ton of other stuff he could be doing. So I just want to thank you for taking the time to just record that and get to know you a little bit better. You know, that's ultimately the goal, not only for fans to get to know you, but um, the new crew that's kind of running the show for the Risers. There's a lot of guys that have been around for a while, and we're just trying to get to know the OGs. We'll start to introduce some of the new guys, and eventually we're gonna incorporate some video. So I know I've mentioned that before. We're kind of slowly soft launching that. But it's just hard within the season right now, and us having a national bid. So for now, that's what you got. Thank you, Coco. Um, February 27th, like I mentioned, it's a massive showdown in Muskegon. 7 p.m. Cincinnati Swerve comes to town. 6-0. Both teams battle for first place. The winner kind of takes control of the conference. After that, the Risers travel to Waza and technically Novi for a 7 p.m. showdown on Saturday and a 7 p.m. showdown on Sunday as well. So we'll keep everybody posted. We'll do our best to post some quarter updates, but if I recall, the service in there is pretty bad. I was there, I believe, a year or two ago for another indoor match, and I couldn't get my phone to get any signal. So we'll do our best, but just know that we'll post regardless after the match if we can't get an update out beforehand or during, for that matter. We'll also do our best to not live stream, but have live stats. Whether that's coming from Waza or our own staff that's traveling. So we'll do our best to keep you informed. But yeah, February 27th, 7 p.m. Massive showdown in Muskegon. Be a friend, tell a friend. Spread the news, share it, everything you can to get the word out there. If you coach a team, if you're on a team and your friends haven't been to a match this season, this is the match to do it. Get a group of 20, you get a discounted rate. There is no meal deal this year. We're hoping to bring that back next year, but just with the one concession stand, it was too good of a deal, and it caused a lot of backup. So understandably so, but we're working on what we can do to bring some sort of deal back for the groups because we've had some awesome groups coming in this year. But yeah, excited to see you February 27th. This is the Risers' last home game. You won't get another one this winter, and you'll be sitting at home being like, man, I should have went to a Risers game this year. You're darn right. You missed your chance if you don't go. Friday, February 27th, 7 p.m. Doors open at 6. Until next time, we'll see ya.